Look, I understand I was hard on you guys last week, and I apologize. I didn't expect to run into you here at Everything is Traumatic. So the least I can do is just tell you about the episode. We talk about self-loathing. It's a little more free form this episode, and we kind of do a little more riffing than usual, and we tie it into some therapy stuff. So get into your safe spaces, tune in, turn on, strap on, let it all hang out for episode 57 of Everything is Traumatic.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm a therapist.
And I'm Tyler, and I'm a patient.
We're going to talk about trauma, healing, and everything. Everything is traumatic.
And just drop to our knees and just get this shebang, get this stroke going.
Are we going to shebang it?
I think we're gonna shebang it this episode.
All right.
We shebanging.
I'm ready. I'm ready for banging.
We are
shebanging.
We are shebanging with some self-loathing. This episode. Jeff, why do we hate ourselves?
Well, I feel like I have to live in my head all the time. So, did I tell you my jokes?
No. Let's hear them.
This is one of the reasons I hate myself, and I think you will hate yourself too after you hear these jokes. So there was a movie in the 60s called Two Mules for Sister Sarah. It was a Clint Eastwood movie.
Okay.
It's not the movie you were thinking of. That you were thinking you went to the gutter with that.
Wait, what did I hold on? What did I comment something that was like dirty?
No, I think, didn't you think like it was a porno at first when I said it?
No, I mean, kind of, in a way.
I mean, it sounds like a porno.
It kind of does. I'm not gonna. It kind of does.
It sounds like something that would be, it happened in the sense. Anyway, so I saw a picture about it. It's a Clint Eastwood Western. And so I came up with a series of jokes, which I think are hilarious, but apparently nobody else thinks are funny. So this is one of the reasons I hate myself. So you may have read this on TikTok, but I mean on Facebook. But so my joke was the sequel to Two Mules for Sister Sarah would be Three Mules for Sister Sarah, which I thought was really funny inside of my head.
Hmm.
And then the prequel would be No Mules for Sister Sarah, because it's happening before the mules arrive.
Oh,
but I thought that was funny, and nobody else has responded to that besides saying, oh, "Okay." So that's it's in my head. It sounds funny, and then it comes out, and it still sounds funny, and then people look at me like I'm mentally disturbed.
Oh, okay. Well, Jeff, I had never heard of this movie. I've never heard of, who the hell is in this movie?
Clint Eastwood's in it.
Clint.
I don't know anything else about it.
You just Clint Eastwood is in it. Two mules for. Well, wouldn't that just be a mule for Sister Sarah or sister?
It's Two Mules for Sister Sarah.
Right.
Let me look it up.
But you said
it's a real movie, man. I'm not making it up.
No, I believe you, but you said the prequel would be No Mules for Sister Sarah, so I'm wondering.
Well, yeah. So it's got, let's see, Clint Eastwood, Shirley MacLaine, and Manolo Fabregas.
Okay.
You know him.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
It was a 1970s Western. It was filmed in Mexico.
Jeff, have you ever watched Paint Your Wagons?
No.
It was another Clint Eastwood movie. It's a Western musical.
The plot follows an American mercenary who gets mixed up with a nun and aids a group of Harwestra rebels during the puppet reign of Emperor Maximilian in Mexico. So it sounds like a
Mm.
comedy.
Okay, it's one of those political farce.
I guess. I don't
That's
know.
what
But
it
it's got
sounds
Clint
like.
Eastwood, Shirley MacLaine, and Manolo Fabregas.
Mm. It's okay. You're allowed to mispronounce it, Jeff.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I hate myself because there are things in my head that amuse me and I think are funny, and then when they come out, I actually realize they're probably really not that funny. But for some reason, it amuses me. I mean, I could have gone on like if there were six of them, it'd be like seven mules for Sister Sarah.
Right.
Just keep adding them on.
Maybe it should follow like the Fast and Furious, like two sister, two Sarah.
Two Sister, two Sarah, two mules, two Sarah, mule drift.
Mule drift.
I mean, it's just a silly name for a movie, and I thought it was funny. But I think that is one of the things I hate about myself is that I get these ideas in my head, and I think they're really good ideas,
Mm.
or I think that they're funny or whatever, and then when they come out, they're like in my head, they're fully developed because they're in my head, but I never can express them correctly.
Mm.
But I still try and express them.
Yeah, I kind of get that with that's how I felt about night poops. That's how I felt about night poops. It was
You just couldn't get it out,
I couldn't get it. I couldn't figure out what it actually was.
and how to make it happen.
And couldn't make it happen.
What was it? Was it until as we keep posting till this goes over?
Yeah, it was I posted the different picture of some design I made for 100 days,
You
hoping
did that for 100. That's commitment, man.
I did
And see
commit.
that to me is amusing. It's like performance art. It nobody really understands what it is, but you're persistent at it. I used to
Mm.
do some of those things like where I would do like a goat of the day or
Oh,
like something dumb,
well, no,
and
you
I
have
keep
them
that
now,
going.
like with spinach. You remember the spinach thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. The spinach thing went on for quite a
Spinach
while,
was
and
good.
that amused me.
Spinach is
But
great.
I'm not
No,
sure Nathan Day really seemed to dig both spinach and night poops. He's somebody we should interview.
we should
He seems
bring
like a
Nathan.
really funny
Yeah,
guy.
Nathan, if or Nate, I'm sorry, Nate, if you're listening, we would love to have
Yeah,
you on the show. Well, you can get on
he's
the
got a
show.
he's funny, and he seems to get it. But most people, I mean, there was sort of a discussion about mules after I posted that. There were people talking about mules, and somebody posted, which I thought was really funny. Like when I said three mules, they were like, "Yeah, inflation," which to me is amusing. So let me tell
Yeah.
you another thing, another joke, and then I'll let you talk about what you hate about yourself.
No.
So there's an old sketch on Saturday Night Live called The Change Bank. I don't know if you've seen it, but the gist of the joke is it's a bank you go in and you get change. So if you take in a dollar, they can give you four quarters, they can give you 20 nickels, they can give you 10 dimes, they can give you, if you give them a 10, they can give you a five and five ones.
mm.
And the punchline is, how do we make money? And the answer is volume. So it's a pretty good sketch. So what I do is I tell anybody that when my wife works with unhoused people, so I will say, "How do you make money?" to her colleagues and friends. How do you make money on the unhoused? And they look at me, and I just say, "Volume." And Gabe
Volume.
hates it. She hates it,
She's
but it amuses me.
mm.
But I was going to tell her boss that, and she goes, "Don't do that. It's offensive." And I'm like, I don't understand why it's offensive because but it's like in my head, I put it together because I'm thinking of the joke
Mm.
that I'm trying to make, but people haven't seen the joke, and so they just look at me like, okay. But I've tried it. Like I've told that joke maybe 20 times.
Right. And Jeff, I mean, I think we're very similar I think we're similar in that because I can relate to having like these little dumb jokes that make me happy that
Hmm.
makes no one else happy at all. But it's just like it brings me so much joy. Like that's how I feel about like so many like inside jokes me and Sandy have, and
Yeah.
like one of them that I just think gets to everyone is just like how I will refer to anything that is like just oh that's a dick butts. That's dick butts. Can you hand me the dick butts? I know it came like from an internet thing, whatever, but yeah, I just call things dick butts. And I love it. It
You
doesn't make
know,
anyone else happy.
yeah, but at least that makes you two happy. The things that some of these things that I do totally alienate everybody else, and nobody else finds them amusing. Yet I continue to push forward.
Oh, Jeff, don't get it twisted. Sandy is not the biggest fan of dick butts. she she has learned to tolerate it.
Okay, all right, all
But
right.
she is
Now I
not.
think we are treading on the same uh, uh, like thin line of
Yeah.
anger and frustration because I do that a lot.
Mm.
I like to annoy a little bit, which I think was some of what I did in some of my movies was just to make things that were annoying because it amused me.
And Jeff, I actually was inspired to make a short based on your old shorts.
Oh,
Believe it or
really?
not, I did. Yeah, a lot. It was during COVID, actually. For it was for the lockdown film festival thing that Eddie did, and
Oh, yeah.
I made poker, and yeah, I was like that. This is my interpretation of a Jeff Snell film.
Well, I feel like, yeah, the only film I didn't really make for me was the film that I made that was very forgettable the year after I made Dick Chicken. It wasn't very good at all. I was trying to do something that I thought the film would maybe win an award or something like that. And then every other film after that, I just basically did for me. And the film, the Raft film, the drama film
Mm,
that had me and Les and Kevin in it
yeah.
with us on a raft,
Yes.
sinking raft. That I had almost nothing to do with it. Although that was my 7 day film, I showed up and Kevin filmed and edited it, and we just ad libbed the whole thing. But I was just like, I don't really want to do anything. He's like, come on over, we'll do this. So that was just like, I had gotten to the point where it wasn't really fun to plan a movie and to like plan locations and try to get a cast together. Because when you try to get a cast together, there's always a reason somebody can't come. And you're
Mm,
like, oh, can you come this day? And it's like, oh, and you're just like doing all this stuff. And it's just like, this isn't fun anymore. And then
mm,
if you're filming and editing it, you're when everybody else is done, you have to fix it and make it. You don't get to have fun. Like after everybody else is done, if you're in somebody's movie, like when we were in Raphael's movie,
mm.
we just showed up and did our part.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
have to worry about lighting or whatever. And then you're done and you're like, oh, that was fun. It is fun to be in somebody's movie. It's not fun for me anymore, it's not fun to actually make a movie
Right.
where I am responsible for it. So.
I mean, I still have a good time with it, but I haven't done it in a while, and I just feel like I don't want to bother anyone. I feel like it's a pain to get anyone together. I feel bad for asking people to just donate their time because I don't have money to pay them, and that's why I'm kind of like, well, I would like to figure out how to do things kind of more or less
Like
on like a
animated would be great. Like some of that
yeah,
animated stuff you were playing with, that's cool because you could just do stuff. But I'd
yeah,
be in any of your movies. I don't have anything to do.
that's true. Yeah, I
I
know,
mean, I don't.
Jeff. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not like talent. I'm sort of like people come to me when like people drop out of stuff and they're in like a bind. That's when I like get called.
That's when you
It's
that's
like,
when you
hey,
shine, baby.
yeah, hey, four people have dropped out of this role. Would you be willing to come and like try?
Would you
Or like
can you come
Great
in and
Gabriel
like
tries to go,
remember? Can you remember these lines? Can you come in and just
and it's like, no, I can't. But if you let me put them in, if you let me put them in, that's another thing I hate about myself. I'm just lazy. I'm really lazy. So like for that Raphael thing again, we had a lot of lines. I didn't remember them. I had barely read it. I didn't even read the whole script because I just have no attention span. So I read through my lines, but I didn't
Mhm.
know what was happening until you told me. You're like, yeah, you get like accused of something, but I'm the one that really did it. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I have never watched that. I think I like a little freaked out to watch it because it was such an intense thing
Mhm.
that we did that I was embarrassed to watch it.
Oh, why are you? I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah,
and I like the way that it came out. I liked your performance. You definitely deserve the nomination.
yeah,
But I can understand being on the other end, like not wanting to watch it just because you're seeing yourself in that situation. Like,
yeah,
this is what
yeah. I
I
mean, it
look
was
like
fun.
when I'm accused of
Yes,
this.
yeah. I like doing it, and it felt good to do something different. And it was really nice to have you as a steam partner because I think we trust each other enough that we were able to do what we needed to do.
Mm.
But I can't imagine, like being a real actor, like, because not only do you have to remember your lines if you're a professional, but then you have to go to that place. So you have to have your lines memorized so well that you don't even think about what the line is, so you can do the other things. And so that seems tough to me to be able to totally have that backwards and forwards where you can just think. And that's why I prefer improv stuff, is because you don't have to worry about what you're going to say. You just do things. Plus, I'm very lazy. So that's the laziness of me. That seems like
Right.
I wish I had a little more drive, you know?
Yeah, and I definitely feel that I can't I have a hard time relaxing because I feel lazy, and because I feel like I'm lazy, I kind of beat myself up a little bit about not being as
Yeah.
creative or productive in that manner. And yeah, it really, yeah, I feel you on the laziness, but also like, I don't know. Fuck. Damn it. Lost my
What
train of
happened?
thought. I lost my train of
Oh,
thought, Jeff. That's what happened. I feel you on the laziness, and like as far as like remembering lines, like I I don't remember lines all the time either, but I try to just more understand the situation that's happening, you know?
yeah.
If you understand the scene, or at least like get an idea of what needs to be conveyed, like the line doesn't necessarily matter, but there are people that would disagree with that. So and fuck them.
People are very precious about some people are very precious about their lines. Some people are like, I need you to just get this point across. So Rafi was very generous with this shoot, which is it's the last shoot I've done. Um, so I think I might have a tiny, tiny non-speaking role coming up in one of these pitches. But I think it's just throwing me a bone because I'm letting them use my house. So,
Oh, there you go.
so, and I don't care. I don't care if I'm in it or not. If I don't have to do anything, I'll just sit in the other room and be on my phone and just wish for them to go. Just wish it was over. Which is like how my sexual partners feel about me. It's just like I'm just gonna lay still and hope it ends as quickly as possible. If I don't move, maybe he'll go away.
Yeah, it is, but it's such a nice gesture of you to let them use your house, Jeff. That's very kind of you to be
It's super
supportive.
easy though, and it's nice. It's nice to be, but that's the evolution. Normally the evolution is you do a short film, and then you start doing longer films, and then you start making bigger and better films. Mine was exactly the opposite. It was like now I just don't want to have anything to do at all besides maybe let somebody come in my house. And I'm annoyed by that.
Mm.
I mean, I like it. I like some of it, but I'm a lot less social than I was used to be. And I just, the extra noise, and I really like need to be in bed by 7:30 and like have be watching my stories. I just
Wait,
don't like my stories. I don't like my stories interrupted.
what's your stories?
I mean, whatever's on TV. It's just, you know, just need to be able to just watch whatever's on.
What's coming on at 7:30 that you gotta catch so desperately?
Well, I did sort of start watching when the Olympics were on. I
Hmm.
started watching Wheel of Fortune because it would show the Olympics up to like six, and then there'd be local news, and then um, Wheel of Fortune. And I'd forgotten how fun Wheel of Fortune was.
Okay. And who
This will blow
is
your mind, man.
is Pat Sajak still on there?
I think it's done.
I think
I
I
think
think
it's done. Yeah,
he stepped down. He
he
stepped
stepped down.
down.
Ryan Seacrest is going to be the new guy.
That makes so much sense. He is like the
Yeah,
millennial Pat Sajak, really.
yeah. Those are pretty good gigs. I
I
think they
mean,
film 3 or 4 shows a day, and they probably film probably 3 or 4 days a week,
mhm.
and then they are off. So this is you may know this, you may not know this, but in the old days, the original Wheel of Fortune, you bought things. So you'd get like if you won $3,000, for example, then you went to like a showroom where you would buy items. Like you'd buy the color TV for $459, you'd buy the VCR for $600, and
Uh-huh.
then if you had like $30 left, you had to buy like mouse, the ceramic mouse paperweight for $29. But you
That's
had to spend
okay.
your money, so you didn't actually get money. You bought whatever was in the showroom. They had like a
Okay.
showroom.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's really dumb. I don't like that. I'm glad they changed
No,
that.
I mean, now people just get cash.
Yeah, like give me the money. Fuck that. Don't give me a fucking showroom. I don't need more stuff. I need more money.
And some of it was terrible stuff.
And it's
Like
probably
I'll take the Jules Jorgensen watch for $189.
well, you just said a mouse paperweight that was $29.95.
It
Fuck
was
that.
weird stuff, and they were always like nothing was like $300. It was like always 273.
Mm,
It was just weird.
yeah. Okay.
So it was California prices. So California, that's another thing I hate is California, but that's not about me. Where this
Jeez.
is about our self-loathing
Yeah, this
for
is kind of
what's inside of
yeah.
us.
Okay, so you listed off some good examples. Let me list off something I hate about myself.
All right.
What I hate about myself is I have this, and maybe I don't know if this is a narcissistic trait or what, but I have this grand. It almost feels like this grand delusion that I am like I'm meant for something greater, or like I'm meant to do great things, when I think really I should be meant to be happy.
Mm.
I should be meant to just enjoy my life and create things that I want to create, and just like, I don't know. I think there's like I fantasize or dream about like, I could have like be doing all this creative stuff, or maybe one day I could be running a show, or I could be creating an animated thing that gets picked up on a station or something, or a streaming service. And it's like, that those things don't matter. I think the important thing is just to just like express yourself and like do what makes you happy and pursue that. And I don't
I
know.
I think though, so I think you're young enough to still have those dreams. I mean,
Really?
because I think you got to have a little bit of ambition to want to do anything creative. I think there is the art for the art, but it's nice to think that maybe you would be able to actually support yourself by doing something that you also love to do.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah,
you hit my age, it's too far. You're too far gone.
I don't know, man. Like, because think about Morgan Freeman and shit. Like,
Morgan Freeman was on Zoom though.
he was on the
Morgan
electric
Freeman,
company too, but
oh, maybe the electric company. Yeah. I mean, I think but like, you'll hear these like, well, Harrison Ford was 30 and a carpenter, but he was a carpenter, like a high-end carpenter making stuff for movie stars.
yeah. So, like, of course
And
he
he was
has a
30,
connection. Yeah.
like, and I'm like, I just had a birthday. That's another thing I hate, but birthdays. But
Oh, did you not have a
yeah,
good
so
birthday, Jeff? I never asked you about it.
no, it's fine. I mean,
Well,
it's just
birthday corner, ladies, gentlemen, and others on the gender spectrum. We got a new segment for you. It's called the birthday
I'm in
corner.
the birthday corner.
Let's see.
The everything was pleasant except the spankings got a little out of hand.
Yeah, that's how many spankings did you get?
56.
And that's including one to grow on?
Yeah, the one to grow on was the worst one because they used one of those canes like they used to torture people in Thailand.
Mm.
So by the third whack, your bottom is already a bloody mess of hamburger.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, it looks like chewed up meat. Yeah, I get you. Like, you can
yeah,
make that into a patty. No pun intended, because they pattied your.
yeah.
Excuse me. Because they
So
patted your
so
tuchus.
so I don't consider that narcissistic, but we're not. This part is not to try to convince each other that the things we hate about ourselves are not valid. This is just about pure self-loathing and hatred. So you feel like you have some narcissism that maybe you're going to like have some kind of success that allows you to do this more as a job, and you think you should just do it for the joy of it.
Yeah, I think that, and because I find myself so hard to be motivated lately, and like it has been a stressful time, and I think better days are ahead. But it's hard to be excited about anything. It's hard to feel motivated. It's hard to care, and
I,
you see a lot
I think some
of
of that is a mood. I mean, I really feel like there is a sense of despair about things. I mean, we got global warming always pushed on us. We got this election stuff pushed on us. You've got like we're going into a recession. Nobody can buy a house. It's sort of like this fog that you go to work, you do your work, and work can be deadening no matter what you do. I mean, and then you come home and you got that fog hanging over you. It's just like anytime you watch the news or anytime you look at anything, it's just like, ugh. So
Mhm.
then you avoid that, and then you feel like not in touch with the world. And so it's like, I don't know. I think that there is a lot of existential just pain that wears on people these days.
Yeah. It feels like a lot. Yeah. No, you described it perfectly. It feels like a fucking cloud,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just makes me not want to do anything. I want to stay glued to the couch. I want to doom scroll. I want to doom scroll
That's all
on
I
the
want to do is lay on
fucking.
the couch or lay in bed or I sit out back on the deck with the cat.
Mm,
And then sometimes like a bird will fly down and I'll think, man, that's fucking amazing. That bird is like flying like a superhero, right? Flying around all over the place. And then I go back to the internet and look at like some kind of meme when there's like a miraculous creature flying around.
mm. Yeah, I
It
like
doesn't really,
you.
it's like it doesn't keep my attention long enough. It's just like, that should be like, this is fucking amazing.
Mm.
Look at that. It's flying. I'd like to be able to fly.
Maybe one day, Jeff. Maybe one day.
I'll be flying for a while when I'm falling from the building.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. When do you plan on
Just
doing that?
no, I'm not going to do that. There's not going to be any building. I'm don't want to make light of suicide because we've really tried to talk about that in a more serious way. But I'm just really too lazy to even get on the elevator to go to the top of the building. right now.
Yeah,
That seems like a lot of effort, you know?
yeah. If anything, you're like and I feel like if anything, we're like first floor jumpers. You know, like we can jump high enough to get like a sprain.
I'm climbing out the window. I
Um,
fell 4 feet. Look at me. Look at my pain.
look at my pay. Um, Jeff, I think this has kind of reached its logical conclusion. Honestly,
Of hatred? I feel like there's a lot more hatred I've got for myself.
no, I mean, of course, but I mean, oh, I don't know. Maybe we should. I feel
No,
very.
I feel like that's fine. I, so to sort of, I guess, make it more like when we're talk what we talk about, which is therapeutic things, is that these things that we hate about ourselves or these things we don't like about ourselves, um, it's okay to have those thoughts, but we want to make sure that we're not being irrational and that we're not. It's okay to say, I wish I would be more active. That's
Mm,
totally fine. But to say I'm a loser because I'm not more active, or I'm no good because I'm not more active, that's where you start going into depression and like that kind of thing. And um, so it's okay to have things about yourself that you do not like or you would like to change. It's just trying to be gentle with yourself.
hmm. Yeah, I think that's. I agree. It's very important to be kind to yourself, and that's what I'm trying to learn. It is a process. It's really hard, especially when you just in a sense really just don't like yourself anyways. So it's like
Yeah,
hey, you got to be kind to this thing that you don't like. So, but it's it's hard. It is. It's really hard to try and be kind to yourself and be nice to yourself and try not to just listen to the voice in your head that's like, "Hey, you made that dumb mistake." Like, I think my new mantra going forward with negative self talk recently is, you know, if my brain is going to say that I'm a fucking idiot, right?
right.
It's a part of me. So by definition, it is a fucking idiot. So we're both fucking idiots. And so why would I listen to a fucking idiot?
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, and I think if you want to be more practical, and sometimes when I talk about changing your thought process, um, what episode are we on? Is this 57? 50 something?
57. 57.
Okay. So regardless of what else you produce, and you produce other things, you're involved in other creative things. You and I had an idea, and you do the producing and that kind of thing. But we had an idea, and it's been going on for over a year, and there are 57 episodes of us in the ether, and that's a lot. And if you had told me that I would ever stick with something this long and make myself do it, I would have said, "There's no way. There's no way I'll keep up with that." And one of the reasons is because you have been very good about keeping it going. But
Yeah,
I feel like it's an accomplishment. I mean,
yeah,
it's
I'm
an
a,
idea that came out of our heads and is now actually there's 57 of them done. It's not something we didn't do. It's not something we thought of like the mule joke and didn't fully realize. It's out there. And so
mm,
whatever else we may do or not do, we did this.
yeah, that's
And
a,
some people have listened to it.
yeah, and that's a very good point. And so
Yeah,
everyone for listening, thank you so much for listening.
definitely.
We got some emails. We got some emails here. We'll
You
go
did
ahead
get
and
emails this week?
we got a couple emails here, Jeff, and it's not looking good for you.
Oh no. What
Yeah.
did they say?
Well, we'll start with Vin. Vin was super nice. He wrote us, "Dearest Jeff and Tyler, I listened to your latest episode, and all I can say is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious." And
Wow.
that is not easy for me to say, but I think you two needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Traumatically yours, Vin Win. So
That's nice of him. I did need to hear that.
yeah, and so this one, all these are kind of coming from this weird email, Spotcat68. Do you want me to
Okay.
just like, because they sent them in like five, six separate emails, but they were very short messages. Do you mind if I just
Okay.
combine them
Yeah.
all
Just
together?
just combine them all and read them, and let's see what's going on.
Okay. So he writes, "Who is Jeff anyway? Where did you find him? Fuck Jeff. Fuck him in the
Wow.
mule. I know. Mad as hell. Not gonna take it. Gigi. Why no Gigi? Dumb
Huh.
Jeff. Jeff is dumb."
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Somebody's got a case of
Someone's.
the Mondays.
Yeah, so. Yeah, someone. Your top 10 list really upset someone, Jeff. But they
I thought
also.
would be maybe whoever Spot Cat 68 is, maybe they could let us know why they're so mad at me because you're part of this too, and they didn't say anything about you.
This is true. And, I'd like to hear their opinion because I'm sure it's not the greatest either. But he brings up a good point. Why no more Gigi? Why don't we talk about the Gigi?
We should do an episode about Gigi Allen, the
Just
French Gigi.
the Gigi alone.
Do you know? All I know is like the end of the Gigi Allen story. Is there a beginning? Is there like was he at one time like a respectable musician, or was he just trash basically his entire life?
Well, he had a hard life, Jeff. He had a hard
Okay,
life. He had a troubled upbringing.
okay.
So, but
So he's I mean, he was in one way he was a true punk movement person because he didn't care about it was it was just very extreme. He lived what he talked about.
yeah, he really did die when you die. When you die, you're gonna die. He really did that. Yeah, if you guys want to write us, and make fun of us, you can do that at everythingistraumatic@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys for listening. I'm sorry this has been maybe a low energy episode. Times are tough, but I appreciate you sticking around and letting us riff and air out our shit.
Yeah, and tell us what you want to hear. If you
To
want to hear about GG or more hatred, or maybe I think we need to figure out who Ben Wynn is.
Yeah, we really do. Van
Because
is,
he's a very he listens almost to everything we do.
which is nice. That's nice of him. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
let us know if you like the last two episodes where we've done a little more free flow, tried to tie it into mental health, but also just sort of let it rip, so to speak.
Hmm.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, just let us know what you think. And
Yeah,
as always, this has been all of us here at Everything is Traumatic. I'm Tyler,
and I'm Jeff.
and as always, please take care of yourself.